You petty.
Who noise is that?
Nobody. You gonna speak him up. Alright, we're online and
www.love2jamradio.com. It's going down. It's Friday. It's Rillos. We just talking about different perspectives and ways to look at things here in society. Me personally, my ultimate goal is to raise up strong black men, strong black women, strong men, period, strong women, period, and I feel like it has to start somewhere. I know I'm not perfect in my thinking and my actions and all that I do, but if we can agree to disagree, let's at least agree on the foundation. I feel like we should all be able to agree on the foundation of what we think this should be or that should be, and with that foundation, we can determine what's 100. If you ain't got no foundation, you can't keep it 100. Right? Right, Lovey?
there's got to be some kind of default.
Lovey trying to leave the back door open for you niggas.
There's got to be some kind of default bare minimum for niggas.
Yeah, and that's all I was saying earlier. Like, at least what's we got to come up with a bare minimum.
Bare fucking minimum, people.
So, what, Lovey? Before we switch up the topics, what do you think the bare minimum of a man is? Just one detail. If you say, hey, if you're gonna call yourself a man, you at least need to be what, or have what, or do what.
Have a sense of self.
A sense of self. Hell no. See, Lovey,
meaning their own idea of what they think a man should be.
No. I'm talking about me and you. What can me and you agree on that a man is?
That's not a fair comparison because we come.
No, just tell me one thing that you know 100% that I would agree that that's a man.
Let's say dominant.
So anybody that's dominant is a man.
You said what my idea of what I feel like a man should encompass.
No. That's not what I asked you. If you wake up in the morning and say, Rillos, I know this is what I think a man is, and I answer the phone, I'll be like, yep, Lovey, you right, and we can just hang up the phone. What would that one thing be?
A man should have a sense. Okay, I already used that one.
Yeah, you can't.
You keep rejecting my answer.
No, I'm not rejecting. I'm asking you for a clear answer. Like, there's one thing. Like, two people might be able to say, hey, if he has a penis, that's a man, and somebody else might say, if he has a penis, that's a man. If that's something you can say, I can agree on that with you.
Hey, fuck the sign.
Don't come here with no attitude.
Look.
Where did I get attitude from?
Oh, don't come in here fucking with her.
Please,
you don't know what kind of day she had or nothing. Shout out to Cookie, she just walked in. Okay, so the one thing.
Let's ask Cookie then.
What can we finish?
No, same question. That way you have a little more time to think.
Give her a second to come in.
No, she don't need no time.
Huh? No. Don't worry about it, boo. Just sit down. I'll fix it in a second.
You on live?
Yeah, we live.
Oh, all right, Cookie. If it was one thing me and you could agree on, saying like, hey, this is a man, what would that one thing be? Just one thing you know I agree with. If you call me tomorrow and say, hey, this is what every man, to be classified as a man, this is what you must have or must do.
Be a provider. You believe in hard working people.
So
is that not the right answer?
It's not a right or wrong answer.
That's not a right or wrong answer. There's not a right or wrong answer. No, because you say just a provider, a black woman can be a provider. I mean,
but you said as a man. What would we have a dialogue about what a man should? For example, if I call you for dating advice, I know you're gonna say, "Hey, that nigga needs to make sure he'll provide."
Yeah. I'm not asking in that sense. Like, I understand what you're saying. I'm saying, like, hey, as a society, we all have to agree on what a man is, right? We all should be able to agree on one thing at least, right?
I don't know what societal pose you believe in.
Thank you. Same exact shit I told him. Literally.
I'm not saying we do. I'm saying, like, we should be able to agree on something. If you put everything about what you think is a man.
You tell us, Boris. What is the one thing that you think
that you're looking for?
Yeah.
I think if you're born as a man, as a male, you're a man for the rest of your life.
A dick is what you're saying.
Yes.
Oh no, I don't believe in that.
See what I'm saying?
There are boys out here who are not men.
See what I'm saying?
Look, they're not men, they're children. In their minds, they're still kids. They haven't grew up.
No, in their minds, they've grown up.
Yeah, but
according to societal standards,
they're still
they
have
come in.
Okay. So that's another thing. We can agree on that, right?
Right. We can agree on that. What's the problem?
So, but that's one of the things that. Oh, she trying to. The people trying to see outside. I didn't realize until I looked at the camera. You see like a big gap.
Thank you.
You gonna see a nigga
Oh,
who?
but I can still close this in. The gap was the issue.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I'm with that.
No, you can't still do that. You still on camera.
No, it's done.
You right there.
No, I'm saying it's done.
Oh
we gonna get to take that.
We are
keeping
real,
it real.
We're
gonna start in the
we
Miss
don't
Cookie.
do none of that. We are real.
At all. Everything is just off the cuff.
And this is real Rillos.
Yes, this is real Rillos.
Okay. So
Actually, we're a very polished station.
Yes, we are.
We have a very stern, strict regiment here that everyone follows.
Yeah, we have a structure.
Don't get it fucked up.
I said we went
Don't show up on the wrong night. Thinking you finna keep it real.
You better
Not on the night.
There is
show up Monday.
You stupid. Show up Monday.
On Mondays.
Right.
That's when the food games is going.
Hey, I do want to say congratulations to the other shows that we have. They're doing a great job.
They are amazing.
Like, I rarely get to listen to. I rarely listen to other radio stations, and the perspective is different, or the topic is different, because you got to study the craft. Right. So it's like here at Love the Jam, we got somebody that focus on R&B. They might touch a little bit on the personal issues, but for the most part, they talk about R&B. You got the whole battle rap world that I didn't even know about, which is a dope show because. Of course, I get the male perspective of battle rap, and I really wasn't really introduced to it until Lovey introduced it to it, but it wasn't really a female perspective. It was more like, hey, this shit is dope, you need to come see it. But having a female on the actual battle rap show, you get to see how she sees things.
And she's a battle rapper.
And she's a battle rapper.
A real live one. Shout out to Matrix.
And I think it's dope for, to get a female's perspective on things like that, because it's like, hey, you might think this is hard, but I think this is harder, and it's like, damn, well, I didn't look at it that way. I didn't, I just never comprehended it that way. So it's like, that's definitely a dope show that you gotta listen to. Sherry is always doing something crazy, so
shout out to Sherry Houston, the goddess.
She always doing something crazy. Queen Tomorrow, she has a very active show. Like, you never know who you're gonna see on that show, and there's a lot of talent, like raw talent. She gets a lot of raw talent, like, where they gonna show out on her show. Thanks. We try to make them show out on Thursdays at Jam of the Crown, but a lot of artists be like laid back. They don't realize how much fun they missing out on themselves. Right. So they be laid back when they songs playing. But shout out to the artists who actually can vibe to their own music.
For now, we're doing the Bright Light series,
yes.
So we're gonna be focusing on that. And then the last Thursday of the month, we're gonna do a regular Jam of the Crown and have some artists come in.
I'm everything.
You on the highway?
Yes.
On the highway.
Yes. And I got an energy drink on top of that. Then we got In the Nude Miss Cookie. I heard you taking it to a whole nother level here soon. I don't know what level that is.
Oh, my story time.
You got bonus levels to the game.
I'm excited about this. I wait all week.
Jack off in peace.
Okay.
Real quick, the story time. What is that? Are you gonna be telling other people's story, your personal experience? How's that gonna go?
It depends.
I'm curious to that.
I read a lot of erotic books, so I do take excerpts out of those because I be wanting to know if people gonna have the same reaction as me. Like, bitch, did you hear that? Bitch, I heard that. Did you hear that?
When I was growing up, people was real big on what was the name of that? Yeah, Zane. Is that still
got a whole show on HBO still?
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Zane out
for a year.
Well, she was doing her thing back then, and so I didn't even know she was still.
Oh yeah, that's a recent update. So,
and then the coronavirus has imposed on the station, guys.
What the fuck?
Love it.
I do think, and I'm gonna say this on a live, like as far as us as a team, we gonna be more active. Like as far as, like we come here for the shows and stuff, but we gotta get out here in these streets.
We came into Corona.
Nigga, ain't nobody out here in no streets. Don't you see what's on the screen?
We missed the whole concert last night.
That's fine.
At the strip club.
We're gonna miss another one too.
Right, I'm missing all of them.
Niggas is on tours and I'm
2021.
Yeah, we can just pull up to Sam's. It'd be a line outside and we can perform right there. We ain't, like, exactly.
You ain't You see that green room in there? That's the only.
Nah,
Them the only.
Let's just pull up with a speaker and go live and drive off. If the crowd don't rock with us, we just go to the next place.
Bye, Boris.
I hate it.
Hey, y'all gonna see me soon, riding around the city. I'm gonna be live too.
And he by himself.
By his
I'm
motherfucking
gonna be by
self.
myself.
Hopefully he'll have his badge.
But I'm gonna bring my puppy with me because I get likes with the puppy.
Oh, so that's
I get
what you
yes,
gonna do.
yes. I'm gonna get likes with the puppy. That's the newest family member. Lovey, it worked for you when you had the puppy.
Lovey was dope with or without it.
No. When I met Lovey, it was like she wasn't very welcoming.
Oh, well.
But then when you see Lovey with the puppy, it's like, hey, I can give her a hug now.
Nigga,
I like who I am with the puppy.
Niggas didn't play no games.
But
Okay?
Lovey was rough when I first met her. She was like, hey, I ain't playing that bullshit. No, it's just like, all this independent artist bullshit that's out here, I ain't playing. I'm like, I don't even know what an independent artist is. Like, I ain't never heard of independent. Like, I had went to school with people who rapped and shit, but, you know, we was just cool. Like, that shit wasn't serious. And then when I got here, like, the independent scene is, like, very serious. So, I didn't think it was that serious. I didn't think the comedy scene was that serious till I bombed. I'm like, oh, these people don't laugh at everything. All of my friends laugh at everything. Huh?
I said, that's how I met you, remember?
Oh yeah.
I referred to
At
you.
that point, I was funny. At first, it was.
Oh, yeah. I caught you.
At first, man, I want to apologize to everybody who heard me on my second show.
You don't have any unfunny footage of Boris?
No.
Post your unfunny, unfunny
I
bunny
don't
Boris.
even have. Yes, please post the
You know how I
unfunny.
like to put your mixtape out of it.
You know what? She's
See, I
right.
didn't even bring it up this time.
She
But thank you for
is
reminding
right.
me.
And apparently, Big Fast dropped a new song with Zero, and he did not send it to me. Didn't ask to come on the show. Didn't, and I hit him up. I'm like, hey, what's up with the interview? So niggas is already Hollywood.
Because he been promoting for a week.
No, he. I
It
saw
was
him put
earlier
something-
last week before.
No, I saw him put something that said they was working together. I didn't know if they was done yet.
It's
when
a
I saw
song.
it.
It just
All
dropped.
the statuses have referred to it. He was like,
Yeah.
I dropped this road thing and XYZ this.
But that's all good. You know what I'm
He'll
saying?
be here eventually. Big Fat's he usually come through. He gonna come through.
He gonna be texting them like, look, Lovey was talking. Shut your real ass up.
No, you know I'm not gonna text. If they don't hear it here, they're not gonna hear it. That's how all my conversations are everywhere too. I don't really repeat nothing
For sure.
because we keep it real.
All the way.
Thank y'all for keeping it real with Rillos. It's Friday once again. Try to de-escalate situations if possible. I'm gonna just say that we ain't gonna get into those stories. If you can leave, leave. In the situation, create some kind of balance. If you're gonna whoop her ass, quote some Bible verses. That's all I'm saying.
If you gonna whoop her ass, you better hope you know how to fight back.
Hey, just create. I was referring to the situation in the restaurant where the woman was trying to take the girl's child and she beat her ass.
Oh, I
Like
can see that.
when my mama whooped me, she quoted Bible scriptures. So that creates that balance. It's like, hey, I love you, but I love my daughter too, so I'm gonna whoop your
That's
ass.
some slave shit. You know that, right?
I'm gonna whoop your ass.
Okay, I'm just letting you know that's some real slave shit.
I'm gonna whoop you. I'm gonna whoop your ass.
Reading the Bible verses while you whooping somebody.
Yes.
That's
yes,
exactly what I'm
yes,
saying.
Yes. And another thing with that story there, I'm gonna find out if the lady was mentally ill or if she was on drugs.
It
too.
don't matter.
No, I'm saying that because if she was on drugs, it matters to who sold her that bullshit. Cause
People get high every day, B.
They ain't trying to kidnap people when they get high.
It's a crack house. Hello.
Hey.
Niggas ain't snatching children out there. They trying to get their children away. The fuck?
And a lot of people get snatched and put in this. Anywho. All right,
She
Boris,
was snatching
wrap it
up.
up.
I never knew how much a large fry could bless
Yeah, I wish you could have blessed
blessed us
everybody.
too,
You shoulda got-
right?
You should have
Wish we could have got a blessing out of that. We sure wish we could have got a blessing.
I got ketchup in the car.
I'm done.
Appreciate y'all tuning in. River Rillos, www.jamradio.com. We'll be back, but in the news with Miss Cookie, it's gonna come up next, so don't go nowhere.
Okay, that worked out.
But I love my daughter too, so I'm gonna whoop your
That's
ass.
some slave shit. You know that,
I'm
right?
gonna whoop your ass.
Okay, I'm just letting you know that's some real slave shit.
I'm gonna whoop you. I'm gonna whoop your ass.
Reading the Bible verses while you whooping somebody.
Yes.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Yes. And another thing with that story there, I'm gonna find out if the lady was mentally ill or if she was on drugs.
It don't matter.
No, I'm saying that because if she was on drugs, it matters who sold her that bullshit.
Man, people get high every day, B.
They ain't trying to kidnap people when they get high.
It's a crack house. Hello.
Hey.
Niggas ain't snatching children out there. They trying to get their children away. The fuck?
And a lot of people get snatched and put in this. Anywho. All right, Boris, wrap it up.
I never knew how much a large profit blessed.
Yeah,
I wish you could have blessed
us too.
You should have got
Wish we could have got a blessing out of that. We sure wish we could have got a blessing.
I got ketchup in the car.
I'm done.
Appreciate y'all tuning in. Rillos, www.jamradio.com. We'll be back, but in the news with Miss Cookie, it's coming up next, so don't go nowhere.
Don't give a fuck out with it. No, they looking niggas cause they mad at me.
Addicted to a bottle to drown away all my sorrows. Not worried about tomorrow, nor the day that follows. Empty Corona cases sitting on my cardboard. People spitting in my face, that's really uncalled for. I just asked for some change, so name me $1. People still leave me amazed when they happen to toss more or continue to walk by like I don't exist. I live in a park where the dogs piss and shit. A military vet who defended the country. Now his post-traumatic stress and is a heroin junkie. My wife is deceased and my kids was aborted. So don't tell me about your life or the cards you're cheering. You don't know about me, so don't be quick to judge. But if you see me tilting, help lift me up. Instead of calling me a bum or flicking me your gum, how about you read the sign and distribute me some funds?
I search for peace in every location that I go. So used to all the evils that I've seen and come to know. Please take me away from here so far where the rivers flow. Bless me with the knowledge that I want to help me grow.
You don't know about living in hellacious conditions. People throwing trash at you while you laying on benches. Trying to find you some food. People laid in the trenches cause they think that I'm lazy. They all say they opinions. I win a war for them, this the thanks I get. A big loogie on the face and a handkerchief. Try to find me a job but nobody wants to hire me. Guess once again I've been blackballed from society. Can't afford food, what makes you think I can get a suit? That's why I'm asking you for change, you idiotic fools. But nobody wants to help, they all make assumptions. Then I'm out here begging for change just for nothing. I don't need your help, y'all can't even help yourself. Just a little bit of knowledge can help spread the wealth. This is food for thought, but y'all never understand. So tell me, is it me or you who really need to change?
I search for peace in every location that I go. So used to all the evils that I've seen and come to know. Please take me away from here so far where the rivers flow. Bless me with the knowledge that I want to help me grow. Let me live my life. I know I made mistakes. It's not evident I'm relevant. Just stay about my way. Yeah, you're judging me through ignorance. Just go and spend some change. I'll bless you like you bless me. You don't have to know my name.
Wait on the track. Wait on the track.
I want money in the bag, no ski man. For the free world, no free band. Can't ride this dick, no free land. So get around me, you free land. Say I'm double fist, cup with no free hand. I want my 40 acre mule, no free land. I done rock a lot of shows, no free band. Until they let my dog out, no free man. I want my money in the bag, no ski man. For the free world, no free band. Can't ride this dick, no free land. So get around me, you free land. Say I'm double fist, cup with no free hand. I want my 40 acre mule, no free land. I done rock a lot of shows, no free band. Until they let my dog out, no free man. Money looking good, no tree stand. I want mine wrapped up like 3 go, just free him. He ain't seen his little jit since he 10. If I ever get hungry, I'ma eat you. I'm a street nigga, plus I got degrees too. I got a Sub-Zero flow, I'll freeze you. And with a hand like the Hulk, I'll squeeze you. And if the bitch ain't bad, I'll leave you. My niggas, they carry legal. My lawyers, they paralegal. My daddy is very lethal. He'll hit you and shame you eagle. Don't want none with my people. Your problem is probably you. That's why I don't need you. I want money in the bag, no ski man. For the free world, no free band. Can't ride his dick, no free thing. So get around me, you free